We can confirm that Clyde no longer exists, the woman continued. His mission was invaluable to our cause, but we believe the king and his attendants know by now. You don't need to worry, though. Clyde played his role perfectly, letting them know about the dungeon and providing us valuable information.
Those fools! This was way too easy, the young man interjected again as he started to laugh.
Several members looked at Stuart to see his reaction, but he remained silent as he waited. Eventually, the woman cleared her throat and started again. Continuing on, Moira, have you been able to speak with the Guildmaster? Yes, he has agreed to create the mandate that any registered dungeoneers must participate in any military action that could impact the kingdom. He required several financial incentives, but he understands that these are uncertain times, and it is in the best interest of the realm, Moira responded. Good, thank you. Simon, has Tantor made any moves?
Yes, of course. Simon fought down a smirk. Both kingdoms are posturing. It has always been this way. The last war was horrible. No one could make a decision. They won't be the first to attack, but they're preparing.
And Sly, what of the Azara? Will they side with Tantor this time?
Without a doubt, the covered man responded.
The woman turned to face Stuart. Then, Stuart, I advise we move to the second part of the plan. Prost won't attack without provocation, and Tantor won't attack first. The room stopped as they turned their attention to him as well. No sound was heard as the dome blocked any outside noise from intruding on their conversation.
It can't be the capital, Stuart finally said. That will cripple our trade routes and do us harm in the short term also. We'll move ahead with the plan in the agreed city. Sly, coordinate with Asher to procure men for the dive. Expect increased security as each town prepares for the worst.
Sly nodded.
I don't need to explain the significant profits we are expected to gain if this goes to plan. Our earnings have all decreased as both kingdoms repair what was lost in the last war. Weapons, food, equipment, and resources. They are all sold and distributed by the men and women around this table. We are the backbone of this continent.
Stuart looked around at his group of gathered merchants. He stopped talking as the rest of the council went through more housekeeping duties. Each member took charge of a part of the continent's goods distribution, with Stuart Teller leading them all. Other merchants existed, but most answered to the men and women around the table. Stuart Teller's council. Hours passed before the dome of energy was removed and projections around the room started to disappear. Stuart stayed behind as he motioned for the young man at the table to stay back as well.
Thank you, Rick. Your payment will be sent as normal. You may leave now. Thank you.
Stuart addressed the man who had created and preserved the dome throughout.
Yes, sir.
The man bowed his head and walked out of the room.
Those blasted Azara. Must we keep that thing at the table, Dad? I feel unnerved every time it speaks.
Asher Teller spoke from across the table. You will learn to tolerate and deal with their presence. The Azara are the reason we have been able to find so many cores, leading to the wealth we have today. A better mystery is why you continue to make a fool of yourself in these meetings. You speak out of turn often and refuse to provide anything of value. You are here to learn and listen, not to provide a comedy show for the others around the table, Stuart said, looking at his oldest son.
It was just a bit of fun. I simply followed in the footsteps of that old man,
Asher responded, straightening his back and laughing. That old man has been supplying goods to both kingdoms since before you were born 2 times over. He has earned the right to speak out of turn. You continue to act like a beast with no brains, and you'll start to make me look like a fool for continuing to let you stay, Stuart yelled. Asher cowered.
I'm sorry. I meant no harm.
How could there be any harm? They refuse to say anything because I am here.